What's up, family? Okay, so following up with our last week embodiment, we are here to continually check in to the space where dreams breathe into fruition. We are here to hold ourselves accountable to manifesting vision of the ultimate dream here in this reality. And the ultimate dream is to actualize myself in artistry of music, motion, and matrix, the composition of AI, in the mastery of these mediums within myself and psyche. So I'm in the process of creating a website, which is called AiAhziRa, and AiAhziRa is rooted in an infinity mural, which is one single art piece that may be zoomed into through infinity and continued creation. And I'm learning how to structure my creative process in a way which everything that I do visually is woven into this tapestry. There's not any lost energy, meaning like sketches that just get discarded or pieces that don't go anywhere. I'm learning how to synthesize all my creation and give it a home, give all the creatures of the universe, the multiverse, a place to live, this garden of dreams. And to compose this garden of dreams with fantasy and reality, merging the two to create a seam which weaves between this world and the dream. And so the seam of the site becomes this hyper sigil, where that which I write into the universal matrix, which is like a voodoo doll form of a matrix, that which I write and inscribe into it manifests in the world of reality around me, because as above, so below. Yeah, so that's essentially what I'm doing. So the first goal that I made for myself was to give myself essentially almost a week to create this mural. And my goal last week was to finish it so that I had something to work on, essentially finish a part of it so that I had something to work on in the midst of coding the site. Meaning, and essentially the site is composed through a series of album covers that are all connected through this infinity mural. And so I wanted to have the first album cover ready so that this week I could really dive into the music. And the evolving process will be to have, once I have more rhythm within the art and within the music, the evolving process is to have a weekly release of art and music together, which is totally attainable, but going to take a few steps. So what happened this week? Spent a lot of time on the mural. Pretty happy about that. I was also logging the amount of time I spent upon the mural, which is a cool process. And really, I feel for me, this creative mastery comes down to time in the box, time in the booth, time in the state of evolution in communion with you. And I seek to live in a way where I am really optimizing the amount of time that I've been able to spend in creation. And the beauty of before having these videos, I spent a lot of time sitting with what I really wanted to be doing and how to tangibly do it. And this site is really the fruition of that contemplation. And in the past, I've spent a ton of time in contemplation and given a lot of energy towards contemplation. And right now feels like the first time in my life that I don't feel I need to contemplate anymore. I really can just do it. maybe not the first time. There have been a few other times, both AiAhziRa and Elevating Gray. The first time that I created a website and that counted, and Elevating Gray was an album concept. But yeah, this is really with the knowledge that I learned from both of those. This is a composition that brings everything into its next tier. So how'd I do this week? Pretty happy with the amount of time that I spent upon it. At least for the first week. It really pushed my edge. The mural, I essentially last night, the due date, I just was fucking fried from the mural. And I was like just trying to get it done, trying to finish something, and I really wasn't able to tie any bows. The mural's kind of a disaster. I can just show it to you now. It's just kind of a shit fuck, to be honest. And it's pretty cool shit fuck, but a shit fuck nonetheless. And there's just so much going on that it's totally overwhelming. And what I sought to do yesterday was just focus on like a really small space and just bring that into clarity, bring that into form. And I just wasn't very successful at it, plain and simple. It was really hard. This is definitely the space within the larger compositions that I've tried that I would abandon. This concept and just focus on smaller pieces. And really, there's a way of creating for me that optimizes my energy. I'm not there right now. What this feels like is, in some form, it looks like a drawing, like starting from a blank canvas, working on a drawing through layers of witnessing realism and studying life, and studying other people's compositions, and going for something. Which is largely how this piece actually began. And then it took off, honestly, with the mind of its own. And I feel like I'm not quite there creatively to be able to really pull clear form from abstraction. Or maybe just not. I don't know. I have it in me. I've done it before. But this shit's just really fucking hard. And it kind of made me just want to abandon it. So I've been, just having a difficult time with this piece. So, album cover 1, not really present in this. To be honest. This week I want to spend more time on music, and I guess I want to figure out a way to actually learn how to do this. So what I feel would be supportive is last night I was hearing a lot of the guide sharing with me that I want to do more drawing with realism in the form, and that's really going to help this piece. So I guess I want to shift my focus to that, or see what kinds of opportunities there are within realism to construct this space. Because right now it's kind of clusterfucky, and we'd like to make it less clusterfucky, ultimately. And realism is really good for that. Another way to interact with this is potentially to come off the canvas, search for elements, and come back on. And we can also go back to other drawings and synthesize elements that we've already created, which might be where I go right now. That sounds like a cool motion. This week, I am meeting up with Bryce all weekend to make music, so that's going to output something. And so I'd like to continue refining this and making music. I will have a musical output within our collaboration, so that's great. So yeah, I mean, I think it's working on both fronts this week. I also think that, and I've noticed this before, this week was way more artistically heavy than it was music. And I really wanted to create music, but I felt like I had to finish this piece. And I know that, and first, I don't want to like create this from this feeling that I need to finish it and from this space of have to. I want to make love to this space and create from there. So I've been in a have to body, and I want to come back into a love-making body. I feel realism is a really beautiful way to do that, and music is a really beautiful way to do that. I've noticed this before. Like, I feel music and art for me represent two weaving streams of DNA, and they really want to be done in a way that's balanced. And I want to create in a way where I feel myself naturally flowing between music and art. So I'm going to tune into that natural flow, give myself permission to come off the canvas and be on the canvas at the same time. And just come into making love in a musical process, and the output for this week will be a visual piece. And I'll be monitoring time in the box as both music and art. Cool. That's all for this week. Right on, brother. Keep going.